Since the birth of time, when the oceans were still wild and the mountains had yet to find their peaks, the gods ruled from their golden thrones on Mount Olympus. They shaped the earth and the heavens, controlled the seas and skies, carved destinies with immortal hands, and their voices echoed like thunder across the world. Their fists lit the heavens, their quarrels shook the earth, and their decrees bound mortals in chains of fate. Each god was a universe in themselves, fierce, radiant, terrible, and magnificent. But among their countless tales of triumph, punishment, and wrath, one story has endured like no other. It is not a tale of a great war that split heaven and earth. It is not a tale of heroes or kings who carved their names into stone. It is the tale of a single woman, born not of mortal blood, but of divine hands. A woman who carried both a blessing and a curse. Her name was Pandora, and in her grasp lay a vessel, sealed and forbidden, shining like a star yet darker than the abyss. This is the story of Pandora's box, a myth of temptation, betrayal, despair, and of one fragile, eternal flame called hope. Before Pandora walked the earth, mankind lived like frightened children. Nights were endless, shadows devoured the forests, hunger stalked their barns, and wild beasts ruled over them. Men trembled in caves, powerless and cold, praying for dawn that never seemed to arrive. But one titan, Prometheus, looked upon them with pity. They suffer needlessly, he said. Why should mortals crawl when they could rise? Why should they freeze in darkness when the gods hold lies? Against the will of Zeus, Prometheus ascended the heights of Olympus. Then, in secret, he stole a spark from the sacred hearts of the gods. He hid it inside a stalk of fennel and carried it to mankind. When fire touched mortal hands, the world transformed. Flames roared into life, casting shadows back into the abyss. Men forged weapons to defend themselves, tools to shape the land, and warmth to banish the cruel cold. For the first time, they did not cower before the beasts of the night. But Zeus, High King of Olympus, saw the fire burning below, and his rage shook the heavens. Ungrateful forms, he thundered, they dared to steal what belongs only to the gods. Prometheus was seized and chained to the mountains of Olympus. Each day, an eagle descended to tear open his flesh and feast upon his liver. Each night, he grew mad, and the torment began anew. Yet even this cruel punishment could not reduce his fury. These mortals who received gifts from Olympus, then let them have one, that shelter for them all. Zeus summoned Hephaestus, the smith of the gods. Forge for me a woman, he commanded, one unlike any before, beautiful beyond measure, radiant as dawn, irresistible to gods and men alike. But within her soul, weave the seeds of their ruin. Hephaestus obeyed. With divine hands, he shaped clay from the riverbed, molded it with care, and breathed life into it. Slowly, the figure opened her eyes, shimmering with light, her form perfect and flawless. Then the gods bestowed their gifts. Aphrodite touched her cheeks, giving beauty and desire. Athena clothed her in silken robes and crowned her with wisdom. Apollo blessed her with music and grace. Hermes brushed her lips, giving cunning words and restless curiosity. The Graces and seasons adorned her with jewels, flowers, and radiant splendor. The assembly gasped, for never before had Olympus seen such wonder. She was both miracle and trap, a rose woven with hidden thorns. Zeus raised his hand. She shall be called Pandora, the all-gifted. Then he placed in her hands a gleaming jar, sealed by golden chains and ancient runes. This is my gift to you. Guard it, but never open it, for within lies what must never see the light of day. The gods smiled knowingly, for the jar was no blessing, but a prison of horrors. Pandora descended to earth and became the bride of Prometheus, brother of Prometheus. Though Prometheus had borne, accept nothing from Zeus, for he gives with one hand and strikes with the other. Prometheus could not resist her. Pandora was radiant, her laughter was sweeter than spring, her presence brighter than fire itself. Men turned their heads to touch her when she walked, and women marveled at her beauty. But in the corner of their hearts was a golden jar. By day, it was silent, but at night, this was echo from within. Openly, it is secret, treasures, wisdom, little waiting shine. At first, Pandora resisted. She would touch the jar, then recoiled in fear. But Hermes' gifts were to her, and endless, curiosity. When the moon was full and silver light washed over the earth, she couldn't do no longer. Under the silver gaze of the moon, Pandora cracked the jar. Her fingers trembled as they brushed its lid. Her breath was heavy, her heart racing. One glance, she whispered, one moment. No one will ever know. She lifted the lid. The world exploded in screams. A black storm burst forth, a swarm of shadows, shrieking and clawing at the sky. I flew disease, striking the strong and the weak alike. I flew greed, whispering into every heart. I flew hatred, poisoning love and turning friends into enemies. I flew famine, drying the earth and emptying tables. I flew war, with fire and steel, drowning the world in blood. Pandora shrieked and tried to close the jar, but the horrors escaped, filling every corner of the world. Return, please, return, she cried, but her voice was drowned by their laughter. The earth groaned, humanity wept, and Pandora collapsed in despair. Her heart crushed by what she had unleashed. All was silent, save for her shouts. The stars above seemed dim, and the earth below groaned with suffering. Then a glow shimmered inside the jar, not dark, not violent, but warm, golden, soft as dawn. It was Olympus, the spirit of hope. Slowly, she rose, illuminating Pandora's tear-stained face. She did not call or shriek, but whispered gently, "Do not despair. Though sickness and sorrow plague mankind, though greed and hatred rule beside them, though war and death shadow their days, I will remain. Ye I am hope. As long as I live in the hearts of men, they will endure, they will rise, they will rebuild." Pandora's tears fell like rain. She closed the jar again. But hope had already escaped into the world, a spark to guide humanity in its darkest hours. And so, though suffering walked the earth, mankind did not perish, for even in despair, they carried a flame that could never be extinguished. This is the lesson of Pandora's box, that temptation can unleash ruin. But even when the night is deepest, hope shines brighter than all the stars of Olympus. If you enjoyed this tale, don't forget to like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to join us on more journeys through myths, legends, and fairy tales. New stories await every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Until next time, may the magic of stories always guide your way.